Okay, second to hide that. Okay, so please take note that you would find the last week's recording on our LibGuide. Mr. Bowers have shared that in the chat, as well as a handout where you would find all these links. This is just what I talked about, the workshop learning outcomes. Last week, we looked at how to navigate the site, the Prezi site, how to start your Prezi presentation. I haven't gone much into that last week. I'll see if I can do a brief recap on planning your outline, layout, design, specifically when you convert your PowerPoint presentation to a Prezi presentation. I will try and focus more on the editing and the adding of items such as icons, sound, etc. Okay, so yeah, that's where you would find information. And just whilst I'm here, please also just look at the video links that I have given here on the LibGuide, our LibGuide, Digital Literacy's LibGuide. There are shorter clips on how to get started on Prezi training, presenter tips, etc. So instead of reviewing a training that I'm giving you for an hour, if you want a quick or quicker way of just familiarizing yourself with Prezi, you could also have a look at these links. Okay. Any questions at this stage before I get into Prezi? Okay, no questions. Great. Now, before I get started with it, a quick poll should be popping up on your screen. I just want to see how many of you did attend last week's session. And if you are signed up with Prezi, last week, about 95% of the participants were not signed up. And I've gone through the sign up process, so it would be helpful to review last week's recording if you need help with that. And then I just want to get an idea of what your experience is in using an online presentation editor like Prezi. Doesn't necessarily have to be Prezi. Okay, so it seems majority is either not aware of Prezi or a presentation editor, an online presentation editor like Prezi. So this may, or rather is, a first to many of you. Okay. But it does seem like half of you have signed in, and it may be the half that attended last week's session. Okay, that's good. I'm just going to leave that running there. Okay. Okay, so just a quick recap from last week. We looked at the sign-up process onto Prezi. Sorry, I think it would be best if I turn my video off just to optimize the recording of the session. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we went through the sign-up process. Please review last week's recording if you need assistance with that. I also went through the site. Now, when you log into Prezi, this will be your homepage where you can start a new project, and you can also see other projects that you have worked on. I've also gone through the account settings, which you would find here at your top right-hand corner. the help center, which you would find here via this question mark icon. And via that need help center, you can get started with how-to videos. There's online training. There's also the help center, where if you click on it, you can simply type in whatever issue you have with Prezi, or whatever your challenge is, type it in, and you will get a list of answers or solutions to your problem. You can just take it from there to sort of like a self-help guide. Okay. Now, on your left-hand panel, you will see that there are three main categories to Prezi. There's Prezi Video, which is not the focus of this session. Prezi Design, not the focus of this session, but Prezi Present, which is what we are looking at. Now, video, I will try to briefly look at that towards the end of this session. We have covered video in Canva, and if such a need arises, and please do put this in the survey at the end of the session, if you would like us to look at Prezi Video, for instance. So that is a separate portion of it. And then there's Prezi Design, which you could design things like reports or posters or infographics or charts, etc. Okay, so that we do via Prezi Design. We've also looked at Canva Design previously in one of these sessions. So again, if you would like to do designs in Prezi rather than Canva, then put it in the survey at the end of the session. Okay, so Prezi Present is what we are looking at. Now, clicking on Prezi Present, as I mentioned last week, you can start your Prezi presentation from one of these three options. You can either choose from a template, and that's what we looked at last week. Okay, when you are looking at the templates, you will have a variety of templates to actually choose from. Okay, the templates are also categorized. If it's a sales and business kind of template that you are looking for, if it's a marketing template, etc. Okay. Alternatively, and I'm going back, you could start your Prezi Present from scratch. Okay, it's just loading anew. By starting it from scratch, you then have the option to choose your background colors, the option of choosing the kind of theme, how you would like to style it. Okay, what kind of topic shapes, colors, text, etc. you would like to incorporate. So all of that you would do via this option, okay, which we also looked at last week. And then you've got the option of converting a PowerPoint presentation into Prezi Present, okay? And that's what I would like to focus on in this session today. Okay, now just to do a quick recap on last week's session as well, where we looked at creating a Prezi presentation from a template. Just briefly, so say for instance, it is a, let's say, let's just go with a general presentation. If you are doing it from a template, when you use the template, because, and I mentioned this last week, because it's a free version of Prezi, and I also encourage that before you go for the paid version of it, try out the free version. I did say that there's that you can accomplish with the free version. Okay, yes, there are some features and specifications that you may not have access to in the free version, but generally you can put together visually impactful or interactive presentation using the free version. Okay, when you start it here, you need to give it a title. So let's say, for instance, I am a lecturer and I would like to give a lecture on photosynthesis. You would have to go with sharing this presentation with anyone on the web. It basically means any Prezi account holder would have access to that presentation. Okay, that's unfortunately a limitation with the free version, but then again, you know, we should be all about sharing what we create and putting our products out there. So you will still be able to create the presentation and share the presentation. So yeah, or what you would just keep in mind here, that if it is sort of like a confidential presentation that you would like to do, and you don't want anyone to have access to that information, then maybe Prezi Present, the free version, is not your way to go. That's just a bit of caution there. Okay, if I do go with people, only people that I want to share it with that should see this presentation, then you would have to go for the paid version, which there are different options which I also went through last week. Okay, so anyone on the web, continue. Okay, sometimes the loading does take a bit of time. Okay, so then when your Prezi presentation opens up, you then have the option of sticking to that template and then just adding your information to that template. And what I mentioned is you would simply click, this is your design interface. This is the overview of your whole presentation. Okay, so there you can see the main page, the overview. Then your presentation is then broken down into different topics. Now, these topics, or rather subtopics of your presentation, allows you, for instance, if you put a topic here, within that topic, if I click on this topic, you will have subtopics within it. Okay, let me just go back. Please do view last week's presentation should you need just a recap on that. Now, what I quickly want to discuss is, when you start a Prezi presentation, it's important for you to just plan the outline, plan your layout, so that if you have, let's say, 5 topics, then from your main page, you would add the 5 topics to that main page. So yeah, let's say, for instance, my topic is colorful nature, and in this presentation, I would like to, okay, I am not really glued up on photosynthesis, so I'm just going to make this up as I go. So let's say my first one would be trees, next one would be flowers, the next one would be, let's say, etc. Okay, now within trees, you would then have subtopics. Okay, so simply by double clicking on that, it would open up your subtopics over here. Then you can add, let's say, subtopics. So if my topic 1 is on trees, I can then add a subtopic there. I can copy. So I am right clicking, copying, and I am pasting. Okay, so Control V, pasting another subtopic. That's one way of doing it. Alternatively, I could simply right click on that, and you could say, oh, it's not there. I thought the duplication was there. I just go insert up here, and you go subtopic. You would add another subtopic. Okay, that's another way of doing it. Alternatively, you can go here to your top left-hand corner, just underneath the title of your thing and of your presentation, and you click the add subtopic, and it will add another. And you can just then click on the different topics, and you can edit your elements to put in those topics. Okay, so there I've added 3 subtopics, and all of that, for instance, falls under the main topic trees. Again, you would just edit any text that you would want to give so that it appears. So if I have text here, I'll just say add description. Okay, now, sorry, I don't have time to fill in all these things. I'm just giving you a brief overview of what we did last week. Okay, so okay, I went a bit too fast there. Let me go back in, double clicking on it. So there's my subtopics. Okay, now if you want to go back to your main overview, you simply click here back to parent. Okay, if I go back into the subtopic of trees, for instance, and let's say my first subtopic is that one, I'll double click on that subtopic, and now I can add more information to this subtopic. Okay, you can also create a subtopic to a subtopic to a subtopic. So the planning of the layout is very important, or rather the outline is very important when you put together a Prezi presentation. Okay, this we did cover last week, so that's just giving you a recap of what is possible. Now, what I want to focus on, and I'm going to go back to the main page, the home page. Okay, go back to the dashboard. Prezi Present. Okay, what I want to focus on is looking at converting a current PowerPoint presentation into a Prezi online presentation, and then we can take it from there in terms of the editing, customizing, adding voiceovers or sound, etc. Okay, so let's do that. Let's convert a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so it will say drag and drop your PowerPoint file here. So I am now, I've got a PowerPoint presentation open here. I can either, okay, it's not allowing me to do that. So I would need to go to, put it on my desktop, and there's my PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to drag it over here. So I'm dragging it and I'm dropping it. Okay, it's saying failed to upload the slides. Now we'll see import and group. Just see why. Let's upload it via this option. Okay, desktop. Some strange reason this. Okay, it's because I've got the file open. Let me close my file and then open it. And I suppose that's why it failed. So you must ensure that your presentation is closed before you upload it to Prezi. Okay, so it's uploading. Uploading. Okay, now as it's uploading, it's also on that very same screen, it's giving you sort of like an overview or steps that you would have to follow to make sure that your presentation is laid out properly and that you are happy with the design. Okay. The first question they ask is who can see your presentation, obviously, because this is a free version of Prezi. We need to say anyone on the web. Only paid version can say people that I share with if you want to restrict viewing rights to your presentation. So I'm just going to leave it there and save. Okay. Now, then if it's your first time using Prezi Present, you will also get sort of like a tutorial that will come with the adding of your PowerPoint presentation. So the first step here that they tell us is group your slides. Pick a few slides that belong together in the same chapter. So yeah, this is the reason why I previously said, think about the outline of your presentation. Think about your topic. Think about your subtopics, or if you will have subtopics to your subtopics. Okay. Then how you would group it. So this is my presentation, my full presentation of 18 slides. Now I want, let's say for instance, I want the first, so fake news and my contents. So fake news will be is it? Okay. Okay. So the overview, I'll come back to this one. So let's first start with the grouping of the other bits and parts within the presentation. Okay. Now let's say I want the first slide and the second slide. I want those two to be grouped. Okay. You click on them, you select them, and then you drag them into your design interface over here. Okay, then I'm just going to drag and I'm dropping it right now. Okay, so there it will be. You will see here. Let's just see what happened there. So what it's doing, it is automatically giving a title to this subtopic. Okay, so if I click here, it says fake news, and then it has my first or my cover page, and it has my contents page. Okay, now let's try and create more topics by going back. Then I want what is fake news? What is fake news? To be another topic. I'm going to drag it and I'm going to drop it into my design interface. Okay. Then I want another topic, which will be how to spot fake news. I want that, and then all the items for how to spot fake news. Okay, which will end there. So all of those, I will drag them and I will drop them. Okay, then the next bit will be, okay, so now for instance, I actually wanted, is it a joke? Check your biases, ask the experts. I want all of that to also form part of how to spot fake news. So if you made that error by not selecting something, all you need to do is then you can, I would say the best way to go there is to delete what you've done. So I'm going to click on the item, press delete, okay, remove it, and then go back to select the items as I needed to. Is it a joke? Checking my biases, ask the experts, okay? And then I want to drag that in here, okay? And then I want another one, fact-checking sites, okay? Fact-checking tools, other fact-checking tools, all of that should be together. And I want to throw that down there. And then, so unfortunately, you can't group or you can't drag. Let's just see. Oh, you actually can. I was, for some strange reason, under the impression that if it's only one slide, then you can't create a separate subtopic. Okay, so what we have here is what I've done is I've created an outline for my presentation. Okay, now my presentation is called, and I'm just going to edit the title. Okay, my title is fake news. My subtitle is learn how to spot. Okay. It's a sub description. You can add a logo on top there. So for instance, if I want to add a logo, I can either do that via, so if I double click on it, I can go to my insert over here. I can go to image, and I can choose from my library, or I can go via upload. Now I did go through this last week. Okay, so if I just go to my pictures, and let me try and find a logo here. Let me say I want that logo, open it up. Okay. Now if I say I want my logo there, could then just delete that background and okay. Now when I'm done with something, it's always best to go back to the main overview. Okay, so this is the main overview. Okay, now you can also, just as part of your editing, you can increase the size of your text, okay, using the A+ icon over here, just underneath your three main icons, which is for styling, inserting, sharing. You have sort of like a formatting toolbar. You can also change the color if you click on the three little dots on this toolbar. So say for instance, if I want to change this color to a, let's go with that color, and I want to change that one to a red. Okay. And like I said last week, you can simply click on the element and you can increase or decrease. That's another way of increasing the size of your text. Okay. Also, it'd be best if you just drag items to where you want them to be. Okay. Again, yeah, I want to increase the size of the font for all of these items. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click one, press Control on my keyboard, click another one so that I can click, or rather select multiple elements or all my subtopics. And what I want to do there is I want to drag it out so that the size of it increases. Okay, so that's what I want to do. And then I want to just drag the other elements to a place where I want it to be. Okay, so this is sort of like the way I'm setting it up is in sort of like a mind map kind of structure. Okay, again, if you want to increase the size for a specific item, just go with the increase button over the increase size icon over there. Okay, so now let me show you if we were to edit a subtopic. Okay, so if I go into fake news itself, what so fake news, that is my main topic. Now here I've got a subtopic which is just an icon with no text. Okay, so let's say for instance, actually I just want, if I go into this icon, I want to take this information. Okay, no, that's not editable. Okay, so I'm going to undo that. I actually, okay, well, go back. I want to delete this icon because it does not have a real purpose. I want fake news to be over there, and I want to add an image here that says fake news. Okay, so what Prezi also does, depending on your topic, it picks up, for instance, what information is on that slide, and then it gives you recommended images based on that topic. Okay, so right now here it's giving me a couple of items, but let's say I want to do a search there on news. Okay, why is it not? Just redo that. Okay, yeah. So unfortunately, okay, it seems like I changed my option to Prezi Edu Plus, which is why it keeps bringing up this thing for me to purchase and to start a new free trial. So that I do not want. If you cannot do a search there, see if there's a recommended image. Alternatively, you can upload your own image, maybe from another third-party site that has free images. Okay, so let's say, for instance, I want that icon. You simply click on the icon. It will then appear on the design screen, and you drag it to where you want it to be, or where you want it to sit. Okay, now fake news, and then I want to go into my contents page, which is a subtopic. Okay, now you'll see that my font on this page seems fairly small. Just want to go back to that option. Okay, now the limitation with converting something from PowerPoint is that the text in Prezi is not editable. Okay, so what you need to make sure is, before converting it into Prezi, make sure your size of your text is big enough and the layout of things are sitting just right, because you won't have much option to change those items within Prezi. Okay, the only things that you can change, for instance, here on this slide right now, would be inserting, let's say if you want to cover this image with something else, you can simply click on an item that would come, and you can cover that icon by just increasing the size like that, for instance. Okay, that's like one option of things that you can do. You could also change your slide background. Again, here on the formatting toolbar, if I go slide background, you can remove your current slide background, or you can go to the color option. You can change, let's say if I want to change my color to that purple. Again, that's something that you can do. Now, that was me just editing that slide. I'm going to go back to my layout. Okay, so there's only one subtopic within this batch. Now, also please take note that there are three little dots above your subtopic slides. You can either access it there, or when you go into the slide, you will also find, okay, it's actually not showing it within the slide. So it will be in your outline. This is where you can add animation, or you can edit sound, for instance. You can also add presenter notes. Okay, so say for instance, I want to edit sound or add sound. Now, unfortunately, sorry, what am I doing? Yeah, let me just close that, cancel that. The audio, you are limited here because to upload audio, you need to upgrade the license. Okay, so that unfortunately is another limitation. Okay, so if you are, for instance, trying to add audio, I would suggest that you go via the PowerPoint option, Microsoft PowerPoint option, adding your audio there. However, if you bring it into Prezi, the audio bit will be lost. Okay, so that's a limitation for the free version. But if you do go for the paid education version, then you will be able to add that sound over there. Now, let's go to the main slide. Okay, let's look at another subtopic. Keep on clicking on this icon. Sorry, I just want to, okay, at this point, before I go into this subtopic, I just want to hear, are there any questions? Any questions at this point? None? Okay. So let's go back to the main slide. Okay, so I've looked at the subtopic of fake news. Now I want to go into the subtopic of what is fake news. Double click on that. It's going to take me in there. I've got two slides there. Again, if you click on the insert icon, as I mentioned last week, you've got a variety of icons that you can insert: images, text. Yes, some of these items are not part of the free version, but most of them are. Okay, so say for instance, if you want to add an icon, we'll recommend some icons. So say for instance, I want to go to that one. Simply click on it. It will appear on the design screen. Okay, let me drag that, bring that in. Okay, you also have, for instance, if you want to add, let's say, a GIF icon, add GIFs. Okay, there's recommended images based on your information. The styling option is if you want to change your background, perhaps. Okay. If you click on background, it will keep on changing those icons to or whichever one you prefer. Okay. Alternatively, click on the three dots and it will give you some background color options over here for you to choose. So let's say, for instance, I want to go with that one. Okay. You also have then the option of changing your layout. If you click the layout here on this toolbar over here, and there are a variety of layouts which you could go for. Now, the last three, the last few are where you can see the face is another part of the paid version is if you would like your face to show within your presentation. You can also go with that option and it will give you a layout where it puts your topics right next to the face. Okay, so that is another option over there. I'm going to go back to my parent icon. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to do a quick preview for you so that you can see how this would all look. You simply click on present over here. Okay, so that's how it would look. Okay, now because I changed my layout, it doesn't look so appealing. Not my layout, my background. I've gone for one that looks a bit dullish. So it has changed it a bit. Okay, you simply click next here at the bottom. So that's fake news. So as you would be speaking through your presentation, it would open up your different icons. Okay, so that was my first topic. My next topic is what is fake news. Would go then into the subtopic of that, and then the next subtopic. Okay, as you go next, takes you back to your main overview. The next one is how to spot fake news. How to spot it. Okay, first one, next one. And if you, for instance, want to go back to your main one, you simply click this icon over here, and you could take it back again. Say, for instance, you want to jump from one subtopic to another subtopic. It simply gives you that option of clicking on the subtopic that you want to go into. That is not possible in Microsoft PowerPoint, for instance. That's what I referred to last week. Okay, now because of time, I want to quickly look at how you would go about sharing your presentation once you are done putting it together. So I'm just going to go back to the main presentation. So there is my presentation. That's my overview. Those are my subtopics. Okay, they're all done. Now, what you would do to share, simply go to the share icon right here on top. And these are the options available within free. Again, some limitations here, but some of them are available. So see what you can use. The view link is, okay, so before I start, let me go in the order of it. The first one is present. Now, present is if you open up your presentation within your Prezi account, you can present it like I did just now. Okay, I'm going to go back, back to home. Oops, no, I'm going to press escape on my keyboard to go back to this view, share. The view link is if you want to create a link that you can share with people. So say, for instance, I want to create a link, UWC library, digital literacy's fake news presentation. Okay, Now, unfortunately, with the pre-link, you cannot track analytics. You cannot require the viewer's name and email when they look for, so that those options are not available to you. Create the link. Once the link is available, you can simply copy your presentation. You also have the option of deactivating a link. However, that is only available to the paid version. Okay, so copied my link and then I can share it on email or wherever with my intended audience. Okay, or let's go share. You can also collaborate on a presentation with other Prezi account holders. You simply type their email addresses. So I have a UWC, my UWC account also has a Prezi account. You can give rights to the collaborator, whether they can edit, comment, or present. For instance, if I say can edit and I add, then an invitation will be sent and the person on the other end will simply open it up and they will be able to make edits to this presentation. Here you would then see what the different people that are added to it. Another way of sharing. Now the live Prezi option is unfortunately only open to paid, the paid version. Okay, the live one is, for instance, if you want to present live using Zoom or MS Teams or Google Meet, where when you share your screen, your face will show right next to the content. Okay. And then the last option there is Prezi Video. Now, I don't have enough time for this, but I'm quickly going to show you what is possible in terms of creating a video. Now, the video that you'd be creating here is one that can be shared with your intended audience, with your face there, the content. So it's not a live interactive presentation, but rather you're creating a video with your face and the presentation. Okay, so let's say I want to appear with my content. Continue. It will also give you steps what must happen. Prezi Video puts you right alongside your content. You can view a little tutorial here if you need. Get started. Okay, it will say allow camera access. I will give my camera access. Okay, there you can see I'm appearing on the design interface right now. I can then move my icons around so that my face does not block any of the content that I have on there. Okay, so there we go. Okay, sorry, I don't have a nice background there. Then it says adjust your content. That's what I've done just now. You can also click on each of the slides as you go along. So say, for instance, if I want to go into fake news, there you will see fake news is right on my face. So I would have to just move. Sorry, let's click on that icon again. Okay, that is not allowing me to move it. Let me just say adjust. Okay, so I should actually be saying adjust the content so that I don't lose my changes of my original Prezi. Okay, so you can make a copy of it, or if you just want to adjust, you can adjust and make changes to the current Prezi presentation as you want to. Okay, now as you can see there, my face is showing right on it. The best way to go around that is via the layout up here. If I click on layout, you can try and look for a layout that works for you. Okay, those are topic layouts. Let's say subtopic layouts. You go for the subtopic layout and you look for the video option. Okay, so it's currently on that one. Let's go with that one. Still not. Let's go with that one. So you click around until you find exactly what you are looking for. Okay, that's not working. Okay, so none of those are actually working for my content now. So what I would need to do is I would have to go back into my presentation, as in remove the video option, make sure that I go for a layout, a subtopic layout here that is adjustable, so that when my face is showing, I don't have this issue of the content appearing right on top of my face. Okay. Alternatively, when you present, you could position yourself in such a way that allows for the content to not show on your screen. Okay. So if I were to run through this presentation, given the positioning of my laptop right now, and where my camera is positioned, let's just see if I go back, what would happen now? Okay, so that information moved down. Let's just put it up there. Let's put it up there. Let me run through this presentation and see if I go for the video, continue, adjust my content. I've now adjusted my content. Practice clicking through your presentation. So if I preview the presentation, okay, preview does not include the video, which is not great. Okay, now the camera access and practicing, you would literally have to click on each slide to see if your face is not blocked by any of your content. So right now, the way it's set up, I would just need to move some items around here so that it doesn't block it. Okay, so that's that. Once you have practiced, you can then record. Unfortunately, you can't go live with the free version. Okay, so when I record this video, so press record. Go back to, okay, so it's going to the recording option. Okay, so now you'll see that it's in the recording view. All my slides will be on the left-hand side, sorry, the right-hand side. Okay, and the recording is you actually presenting, you talking through your presentation. So if I press start record, but before I press start record, I do have the option of turning off my video, hiding my content. It's right now, it's on the option of my face showing with the content, or I have the option of a full mode, which I don't want to go. Okay, full mode is where I can't see my slides here in presenter mode view. Okay, so let me start recording quickly. Okay, it's counting me down, ready for action, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this presentation is on fake news, etc., etc. So they have recorded. Once I'm done recording, meaning I've gone through my whole presentation, I will say done recording. It will give me a preview of my video. Now, hopefully, I am sharing my sound and hopefully 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this presentation is on fake news, etc., etc. So they have recorded. Once I'm done recording, meaning I've gone through my whole presentation. Okay, now you can discard that. You can trim the video, take out bits that you want. So let's say the last bit and the first bit, I want to trim it. So you've got that option. Once you've done all those edits, you simply say done and you save the video. It will then, you need to say public here. I think the unlisted one is only for paid members. Oh, it's actually not. It's actually for everyone. I just go public there. You can preview your video again. There's a link that you can have, or you can download your video. You also have embed code. So if I click here, if you want to embed the video on a different site, you've got that option. The video conference option is just for paid members. So unfortunately, you can't have that. And then, yeah, you also have the sharing on social media option if you link any of your social media platforms to your Prezi. Okay, so those are all the items that are available. Please do try it out. If you need further support on it, do give me a shout. My contact details are in the training handout that Mr. Bowers shared with you. Okay, are there any questions regarding this presentation, regarding Prezi? Okay, thanks, Mr. Bowers. Are there any questions? If there are no questions, then I will assume that all is well and you have an idea of how to go about using Prezi Present. Okay, now when you end off the session, when you leave, a survey will come up. Please do give us some feedback on how you found this presentation, as well as any ideas for future topics. We do give this apps training on a monthly basis, the last 2 Wednesdays of every month. Sometimes it may spill over into the next month if the dates doesn't work well. But yeah, do look out for our calendar. All those details are in the training handout. Okay, let's see if there are any questions. Thank you for your attendance, and I appreciate you coming through. Hope to see you again in future. Thank you. Okay, so we can consider this session closed. Thanks, everyone.